What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over all of the data mined new revamped raid loot that we have seen for Onyxia, Molten core, maybe some of the Uber's pieces. All of the dungeon loot has pretty much been re-itemized, which is nice too. But today in this video we're going to focus on the raid loot because some of it is really cool. And as I sat down to record this video, we actually got a new data mine of a 4.10 speed sword, possibly coming in the new dungeon to use within there, and it looks really awesome. So without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so moving on to our first piece of loot that I want to talk about is this new sword, the Dreadblade of the Destructor, which looks really awesome. Wowhead actually just put out an article about 2 minutes ago as I sat down to record this video. They data mined this item. This is a 4.10 speed two-handed sword that has 344 top and shadow damage, 16 strength, 16 agility, 16 stamina, minus 20 spirit, plus 25 shadow resist, chance on hit to reduce an enemy's strength by 125 and stamina by 50 for 2 minutes, and an equip effect that when you're struck in combat has a chance of causing the attacker to flee in terror for 2 seconds. It has a duration of 1 hour and you need to be within Demon Fall Canyon to be using it. So Demon Fall Canyon, most likely that new dungeon that Blizzard has been talking about. So in Wowhead's article they wrote, Demon Fall Canyon certainly earned its name according to the Warcraft wiki. The cursed area was the site of the final confrontation between Manareth and two of the greatest orc heroes, Thrall and Grommash Hellscream. With Thrall's unconscious due to the Pit Lord's relentless attacks, Grommash Hellscream made his final stand, smiting both Manareth's glaive and Manareth himself. While Manareth's glaive hanging eternally in Demon Fall Canyon, it looks like we may finally be picking up the pieces, literally, as the Dreadblade of the Destructor appears to be one half of the glaive, and has a duration and limited use area of within Demon Fall Canyon itself. We may very well be using this stored blade to fell another great foe, Deothorus the Seeker, who was data mined to appear as a dungeon encounter in Phase 4. So this sword is pretty awesome. It looks like it's going to be a weapon we will be able to wield within that new dungeon itself, Demon Fall Canyon, and there's some pretty cool lore tied to it. It looks awesome. It literally looks like half of one of the glaives, and as you can see here in this picture, it looks like they're kind of, you know, hanging in the air, and we probably walk up and pick it up, or there's something that's going to happen where we're going to be able to wield this blade. So I'm pretty excited about that. Moving on to the next few items that I want to talk about, one of them we know comes from Onyxia's Lair, and that one is the key to the city. This is a two-handed staff with 60 spell damage on it, 40 intel, 16 spirit, and 23 stamina. It actually looks like a key. The model is pretty awesome. It resembles something of Kingdom Hearts, like a keyblade to me. I think it's really cool. And then we have the Faithbringer, which is a two-handed mace, 3.7 speed, 17 strength, 14 stamina, with 1 crit and 44 spell damage on it. The Hammer of the Black Anvil, which is a one-handed mace, 2.9 speed, 16 strength, and 10 stamina with 50 DPS. We have the Fist of the Fire Swarm, which is another one-handed mace, but this one's a 1.70 speed with 10 stamina, 2% chance to block, and a chance on hit to blast the enemy for 70 fire damage. We have the Earth and Fire Shield with 45 block, 2500 armor, 9 stamina, 7 intellect, and 26 spell damage on it. And then we have the Magmadar set. We have the right claw, the left claw, which are both fist weapons, and then we have the neck piece, Magmadar's horn. The 2-piece set bonus on this is a small chance on melee hit to call forth a Core Hound for 1 minute, and then the 3-piece set bonus is a small chance on melee hit to call forth the Spirit of Magmadar to assist you in battle, increasing your attack speed by 10% for 20 seconds, has a proc chance of 1% on a 1-minute cooldown. So this is going to be very similar to the fist weapons from Sunken Temple. We have some new cloaks that have been data mined. Drape of the Fire Lord, which is 10 stamina, 12 intel, 10 fire resist, and 21 spell damage. Major Domo's Drape, which gives you 21 strength, 9 agility, and 12 stamina. We have some accessories as well. The Molten Core Trinket gives you 20 fire resist, an equip effect to inflict 20 fire damage to nearby enemies every 2 seconds, and another equip effect that, on death, you destabilize the Molten Core, causing it to erupt, dealing 1 to 2,000 fire damage to all nearby enemies. We have the Heart of Golemag, which is a neck piece giving you 9 stamina, 12 intel, 11 spirit, and 37 plus healing. We have Prester's Hairpin, which is a trinket that, on use, increases healing done by spells by up to 150. We have a few rings that we saw quite some time ago as well. The Ring of the Dreaded Mist, which is a spell damage ring. The Band of the Beast for hunters specifically. We have the Craft of the Shadows for our rogues and druids. And the Loop of the Magister, which is another spell damage ring that will freeze attackers in place for 3 seconds. Now, another iconic weapon from classic era vanilla World of Warcraft I want to talk about here that's been slightly changed is Kel Sarar. Right now, every warrior and paladin knows about Kel Sarar. Kel Sarar is awesome. You get the book from Dire Maul. It starts this epic quest line. You got to throw a blade down into the ground in front of Onyxia. She has to breathe on it to burn the blade and turn it into Kel Sarar, basically, to make a long story short. Well, Kel Sarar's stats stayed exactly the same. There's one slight change. It used to be limited to only warriors and paladins, and now we're seeing that rogues can wield it as well. So pretty cool addition there. I'm sure rogues are going to be really happy about this one. As for some more Onyxia loot, we have the Dragon Slayer's Signet, the Onyxia Blood Talisman, and the Onyxia Tooth Pendant that have been data mined to have some changes. So the Dragon Slayer's Signet was a ring that gave you 12 stamina, 12 intellect, 6 spirit, and 10 fire resist with 1% chance to crit. The new one now gives you 10 intel, 10 fire resist, 1% chance to crit, and 19 spell damage. The Onyxia Blood Talisman, which is a trinket, used to give you 15 fire resist, 1 parry, 8 defense, and 7 health per 5. The new one now gives you 18 stamina, so we got some stamina added to there. We have 20 fire resist, 1% chance to hit, and 11 defense. And then, of course, the Onyxia Tooth Pendant. The only change here with the Onyxia Tooth Pendant is that now it gives you 1% chance to crit with spells and attacks. It used to only give crit to like hunters, rogues, warriors, ret paladins, that sort of thing. So now this is going to actually work really well for like ret paladins and enhancement shamans because it's adding that crit to their spells as well. Now, I'm not sure if any of you have noticed, but a couple of days ago, we also have data mined that there are now tier tokens within these level 60 raids. We are no longer going to be getting our pieces to drop, you know, like a unique piece, like your chest piece or your shoulders or your bracers, whatever. They are going to be tier tokens like we've been following all through SOD, which in turn is a good thing because a lot of these tiers have had remakes, right? The rogue set now has a DPS set and a tanking set. The paladin tier now has a healing, a prot, and a ret set. So we kind of needed to move towards a token system for this. And for the first token, we have the incandescent robe token, which is the priest mage warlock tier. We have the scorched core chest, which is your warrior, rogue, and druid tier, and then the molten scaled chest, which is the paladin, hunter, and shaman tier. And then as for some more items, this list is enormous, so I'm going to link this in the description below. We'll maybe just point out a few here in the video. If I go over all of them, this video will be 30 minutes long, and I know no one has the time for that. But there's been some very slight changes, like the Band of Acuria got 1 extra agility. The Band of Sulfuris, that's a pretty big change. This used to give you 13 stamina, 23 intel, 10 spirit. Now it gives you 10 intellect, 1% chance to crit, and 27 spell damage. So this list is really, really big. Again, I'm going to link this in the description so you guys can kind of go through this on your own. There are like over 100 items here, so I don't really want to rattle off every single one and keep you guys here forever. I'll just link it so you guys can take a look for yourselves. Some of the items have been changed drastically, and some have been just slightly changed with like 1 or 2 more stats here and there. But some of them were changed, you know, for the better. Like a lot of the caster items had no spell damage on them, and now they do. So definitely, if you have some time, check out this list. I will be linking it in the description below this video. But if you guys enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next time I post a video, and come hang out with me live. Follow me on Twitch. There's a link in the description to my Twitch at twitch.tv/hammerdance. I stream Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern time every single week. I'm very excited for launch week. I think it's going to be a great time. And if you guys are looking for an awesome Discord community full of like-minded people who all enjoy geeking out over Season of Discovery and Classic WoW in general, join the Discord, link in the description as well. We're also recruiting for our guild on Lone Wolf Alliance in the NA, not EU. We are definitely looking for people. We want to have about 3 or 4 raid groups going during this phase. So if that's something you want to do, we kind of started a little fresh movement where everyone made new characters and has been leveling up over the past few weeks. We still have people jumping in every single day. So if that sounds like something that would be fun to you, feel free to join the guild as well. But again, all the information is in the Discord, link in the description. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching and listening in. I'll see you all in the next one.